Well, good morning, everybody. Live from the Enterprise Center. I think that mic is pretty loud. We're high up above. Can't be down on the floor just yet. Harry here with you, VetHoopsInsider.com. I'm glad to be with you before Arch Madness Final Sunday. Such a special day in the Missouri Valley Conference world and in the college basketball world. By the way, congratulations to Southeast Missouri State. They win the OVC championship last night. Brad Korn and his team do it in overtime. Extremely exciting game in Evansville, and they're the first team across the country to punch their ticket for March Madness starting in here in just a couple of weeks. It's Bradley against Drake today here at Enterprise Center, and it gets going at 1 o'clock, just after 1 o'clock, CBS, regular CBS network today, live there. And, of course, you can hear it on the Big 550 KTRS here, local radio today with Brendan Weesey and the gang bringing that great coverage to you. By the way, I'll be on with Brendan at about 11:45 during their morning sports show talking about Arch Madness as well. Well, how did we get here? I think about the Bradley Braves and about the Drake Bulldogs. Most of you don't. Some of you wouldn't know this, but these are the longest tenured teams playing against one another in the Valley. I think Drake over 100, maybe 111 years, and I think Bradley 70-plus years. We did a little bit of a story about that on valleyhoopsinsider.com. You can go read more about that. These are by far the two best teams in the Missouri Valley Conference. Certainly 2-3 other teams could have upset one of these two guys coming into St. Louis. Didn't happen. The number 1 seed playing the number 2 seed today at Arch Madness for all the marbles. You know, the proverbial all the marbles. The winner gets to the NCAA tournament. Probably the loser will go to the National Invitation Tournament. That all has to be worked out later. But how did we get here? Of course, both these teams had a bye in the opening round Thursday. On Friday, Bradley took on the Northern Iowa Panthers. They won it by a score of 72-66. Rink Mast had 30 points in that game and 9 rebounds. Sean Henry's having a great tournament, 12 points, 8 rebounds in that game as well. 7 blocks in the contest for Bradley, and they defeat Northern Iowa 72-66. 41 rebounds for the Braves. You know they love to rebound. They love to play defense. They love to be physical, and the Braves did that against Northern Iowa. Really nicely contested game by Northern Iowa, but Bradley wins it 72-66, and they were on their way to the semifinals. That same day, Drake had to take on the Murray State Racers. Murray State had to win on Thursday. Then on Friday, they took on the Bulldogs in that 6 o'clock game on Friday. 74-62 was the final. Drake winning it. Tucker DeVries with 27 points. You'll remember Rink Mast had 30 in that game against Northern Iowa. Bowen Bourne had 34, I think it was. Then this was a little bit later game. I wanted somebody to get 30 again, but Tucker came up short, just 27. Roman Penn, 16 points and 10 assists in that contest. They had 18 assists as a team. 74-62 was the final, and they were on to semifinal. And you know, we've had just some amazing basketball here this weekend. Incredible games on Saturday. The incredible game on Friday, of course. Indiana State and Belmont had an amazing contest, both of them getting up over 90 points, and it was just unreal. And then yesterday, one of the finest basketball games I've ever watched, Indiana State and Bradley in the semifinal. Back and forth, great play, hard fought, diving on the floor, scrapping for everything, high-level offense, high-level defense. I even thought the officiating was spectacular. Finally won on free throws at the end of the game by Malachi Leon, 71-70. The final, Bradley wins it, and they are in the final game. Now, they were the regular season champions, so they're assured of the NIT. Now they will win the March Madness title and get into the NCAA. Those 2 free throws by Leons win it 71-70. Jashawn Henry, another big game, 17 points, 7 rebounds. Connor Hickman had 16 points in the game. And, man, it was dunk after dunk after dunk yesterday by Bradley. I'm going to look at the notes here in the paint. 40 points in the paint for Bradley yesterday. And they were just massive inside, getting rebounds and dunking them through. They improved, by the way, record 25-8. They've won 13 games or 12 games in a row now, have the Bradley Braves heading into this contest today with the Drake Bulldogs. Then in the nightcap yesterday, Drake wins at 65-52 over Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois, their star Mark Damask, really playing on one good leg and one not so good leg, and he held him down, and Drake wins it, as I mentioned, by a score of 65-52. Tucker DeVries had 12 points in the first half, didn't score in the second half, and Drake goes on to win anyway. Just a performance by their team. Darnell Brody, 17 rebounds in the contest. The big man had it going on. Roman Penn, another 16 points and 5 assists. Got 15 assists through 2 games here at Arch Madness, and they're playing at a very high level. These two teams have been eyeing this game. Obviously, Bradley won the conference championship by winning the last game of the season at against Drake at Carver Arena in Peoria. 10,400 people at the game, sold out, crazy environment, nice, tightly contested game. These two teams split in the regular season. Drake beat them earlier in the year at Knapp Center. And so we have round 3, the tiebreaker of all tiebreakers. Listen, you want to watch this game today on CBS. You listen today on ATRS. Are you going to come down here and somehow get a ticket and get into Enterprise Center to see this game? It's going to be high-level basketball. 2 outstanding coaches, as we said in the article that you can read on valleyhoopsinsider.com. Darren DeVries has been the head coach 5 years at Drake, 5 straight 20-win seasons. I think it's the last 3 in a row, 25 or more. Brian Wardle's teams now have won 4, have had 24 20-win seasons in his 8 years there. And they won the MVC title, tournament title in 2019 and in 2020. Darren DeVries' team has been to the final in 2021 and 2022. They lost both of them. And so today is a huge game for both of these teams, kind of not just season defining, but kind of program defining for both of these programs. High-level teams, high-level coaches, great fans. We had a great fan base here yesterday, tons of Drake people here, but Bradley is clearly the home favorite, meaning in terms there's a lot of red people wearing red going to be at Enterprise Center today, and I think more of them will show up today. It is going to be spectacular today. All right, here's what I want to tell you this. All throughout the week, in the next 2 weeks, we'll be writing at valleyhoopsinsider.com, bustingbrackets.com, giving you the latest information. As you know, yesterday, I was the one breaking the story to everybody that Connor Enright was going to play for Drake. And so we're going to be giving you as much inside information as we possibly can. Sometimes we know stuff we can't tell you. I knew that Marcus Damask didn't practice on Thursday, but we couldn't tell people for lots of different reasons. So we're going to try to give you as much inside information as we possibly can, and keep you updated on all things on those 2 websites. Obviously, we'll be doing some live streams like this as well. Later today, 11:45, I'll be on the Big 550 KTRS with Brendan Weesey, their sports director and the voice of Arch Madness, radio voice of Arch Madness here in St. Louis. We'll be talking about this tremendous game that's scheduled for us today. Been a pleasure all season long. We've still got more to do. I'll be in Des Moines, Iowa for the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament. We'll try to give you all the insight from Des Moines, as well as paying attention to the OVC team and the MVC teams that are playing in postseason basketball. Interacted a little bit with Brad Korn from the SEMO squad that qualified last night. We'll be having an interview with Brad someday this week as well. Looking forward to it all. Remember, since you've been there, make it a better place. We'll see you again real soon.